It's Tuesday, the 21st of November, and you are listening to the English broadcast of Workers Connect Radio. Let us begin with the headlines. Punjab and Haryana High Court strikes down Haryana Act mandating 75% reservation for domiciles in private jobs. One worker charred to death while two others battle severe burn injuries after explosion at steel factory in Odisha's Rourkela. Delhi High Court directs state to set up high-powered committee to supervise implementation of Central Pay Commission to private unaided schools. Italian workers embark on general strike against government's proposed budget for 2024. And in Kenya, industrial court holds Kenya Airways guilty of unfair dismissal of 47 workers, orders fine of 126 million shillings. Now news in detail. The Division Bench of Justices G.S. Sandhavalia and Harpreet Kaur Jeevan of the Punjab and Haryana High Court has struck down the Haryana State Employment of Local Candidates Act 2020. The Act mandated reservation of 75% of seats for Haryana domiciles in the private jobs having wages less than Rs 30,000 per month. The bench found the Act to be violative of provisions of fundamental rights as enshrined in Part 3 of the Constitution of India. Interestingly, the legal challenge against the Act came from employers' association like the Faridabad Industrial Association, which contended that the law infringed upon the rights of employers as to who they want to hire and how they wanted to conduct business. Explosion inside the induction furnace plant of Shubh Ispat located at Kalung Industrial Estate in Rourkela of Odisha charred one worker to death while two others are still battling critical burn injuries. The deceased have been identified as Chinmay Behra, aged 31 years, while the injured workers Parmeshwar Kishan, aged 41, and 25-year-old Abhishek Sharma are undergoing treatment at JP Hospital. Citing the growing number of accidents, trade unions have been demanding a thorough health and safety inspection of the area, a demand which has been long ignored by the Directorate of Factories and Boilers. The Delhi High Court has ordered the Delhi state government to constitute a high-power committee to supervise the implementation of the recommendations of the 7th Central Pay Commission. The bench of Justice Chandradhari Singh was presiding over a batch of petitions from the staff of private unaided schools and recognized private unaided minority schools in the national capital. The court said that the committee shall be constituted at central and zonal level and also ordered the Directorate of Education to issue a notification within 2 weeks for the purpose of convening zonal committees wherein teachers and non-teaching staff who are aggrieved by the non-implementation of the Pay Commission shall file their claim before the panel. Moving on to international news, first one's from Italy, where workers have embarked on a general strike against the government's anti-people budget for the year 2024. CGIL and UIL, the two largest unions of the country, jointly called for the strike in which both the private and public sector workers participated enthusiastically. To dampen the strike, Minister of Transport intervened and limited the metro workers' strike to 4 hours of the day, which resulted in metro services being back post-noon. Unions have decided on targeted strike action across the country in the coming weeks to oppose spending cuts and meager hike in wages as proposed by the government. And in Kenya, an industrial court has added to the woes of the tanking Kenya Airways. The bench of Justice Bernard Odongo Manini of the Employment and Labour Relations Court has held that the procedure adopted by Kenya Airways in terminating the contracts of 47 of its ground staff in the year 2017 was flawed. The airline failed to adhere to rules as prescribed under Section 41 of the Employment Act as read with Chapter 17 of the airline's own Human Resources Manual. The court therefore imposed a fine of 27 lakh shillings per worker as a compensation against the violation of their constitutional rights. That's all in this bulletin. We'll bring you updates from the world of work next Friday.